An aspect of carbon dioxide emissions, known as the airborne fraction, is rarely mentioned but important. Each year we measure global carbon dioxide emissions, and each year we measure the amount of carbon dioxide left in the atmosphere. The amount left in the atmosphere is called the airborne fraction, and it's about 45% of the emissions. So 45% of the yearly emissions remain in the atmosphere. And of course, it's what's in the atmosphere that causes global warming. But the problem is that this fraction is changing. You might expect that with increasing emissions each year, the fraction would be increasing, but it's going the other way. It's actually decreasing. The proportion of yearly emissions that remain in the atmosphere has dropped from about 60% in 1960 to about 45% today. And in that time, we've had some major volcanic eruptions that should have increased the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. This means that the oceans and vegetation and maybe rock weathering are taking more carbon dioxide from the atmosphere than ever. It's partially explained by the carbon dioxide fertilization effect. But there are still significant unknowns that climate scientist James Hansen thinks may be due to the nitrogen cycle and sulfur dioxide aerosols scattering light. So when we compare farmed animal emissions to fossil fuel emissions, this is yet another factor that increases the importance of animal emissions and decreases the importance of fossil fuel emissions into the future. It also underlines the incredible power of vegetation, particularly forests, each year soaking up an amount of carbon dioxide equivalent to more than half the yearly emissions. And it looks like the drawdown is increasing each year as emissions rise.